So it's 8 a.m. and probably already above 30 degrees here, so it's bloody scorching. It's going to be 42 apparently today, so we've just packed up early. We're going to go out and hunt a few things in some certain locations and hopefully see some Gillens monitors and some other monitors and stuff, but we'll see how we go. It's going to be sweltering, that's for sure. This little netted dragon was just sitting on the road, sitting up on its back legs actually as well, which was quite interesting. Managed to catch it as it came off the side of the road. And it's got beautiful markings on its back, eh? Really is a gorgeous looking lizard. Stunning little individuals, and they're so small. I think this one could be a little girl. Potentially, it's starting to puff up. You can see the sort of habitat that they're living in. There's just little bits of spinifex, low shrubland. All the spinifex is in grass at the moment as well. So we're all going to seed. What a cool little critter. This is one of the most exciting parts of the trip. The boys are out of the car real quick to chase down a panoptes. I'm lagging behind, but they eventually catch up to it. This was such an awesome story of the trip. This panoptes was out on the road, just kind of cruising across the road. Tyson managed to spot it. Luke hit the anchors. The boys raced out of the car, like 100 miles an hour, quicker than I did. And anyway, Luke managed to chase it and ran up a tree. And then when it was up the tree, I'd finally caught up, and I was down the bottom with Tyson. And this thing just springboarded straight out of the tree, hit the ground near Tyson. Tyson then chased it around, chased it through some shrubs, and all of a sudden he got kind of like roadblocked by a whole bunch of shrubs and stuff. And then what happened is this panoptes just went straight back around, saw the tree again, didn't realise it was the same tree, I'm guessing, and went straight back up and went straight past Luke's leg and around one on the side of the trunk, and Luke was just able to pluck it straight out of the tree. It's like, what are the odds of that? Like, complete boomerang panoptes.
She came back to you.
Legit.
It's a fucking boomerang.
That was so funny. Watching him run off, and I was like, he's gone. Full circle back around. I was like, I could probably jump on him here. Straight up the tree again.
How good was that?
Stunning. Photos never do that yellow justice on these guys,
man.
hey?
Not at all.
That's unreal.
Yeah, these Barkley and West Queensland panoptes are by far the best looking. Fucking good looking lizard, eh?
I love how he was just slowly cruising across that road too, and then as soon as he like stopped, he was like, oh shit.
See ya.
Motor on. Again, you can see the habitat out here. It is so sparse. We tried to have a bit of a play with this panoptes, and we decided that we'd set it down and see if we could get a couple of photos, but it definitely had other ideas. Luke managed to spot one of these little western bearded dragons sitting out here. It's very east for its range, so it was a bit of an unusual location to actually find it, but it was a cool find nonetheless. As you can see, they're such pretty little dragons, and they're almost just a little bit bigger than a pygmy bearded dragon, so these guys would be really useful little animals to have in the hobby. They're definitely not a common mainstay amongst the hobbyists, but they are a really good one to be able to have. They're not as common as Viticeps and Pygona Henry Lawsoni, but what a cool little dragon. The next stop was a spot that Luke had for Gill and I. He'd seen them here in the past, so we thought if we were going to have a good shot of seeing them, this was going to be the spot to check out. It was definitely different habitat to what I was expecting, but very cool to see nonetheless.
I'm just out looking for Gillens. I reckon there's a strong chance one was in here because it looks like a little bit of shit down at the bottom there. There's a perfectly little hollow log. I was just putting my phone torch through it to see if I could see anybody home, but I couldn't. I reckon at some point there might have been one in here. Kind of crazy habitat for where you'd think they might actually normally be, but anyway, beautiful area. On the hunt for Gill and I again. Check trees. Trying to see if anybody's home. Looks like some scat there, so somebody's been using this. I can't hear anything over the bird flies.
How I missed this little dragon while I was tapping the log, I have absolutely no idea, but it was so cool to be editing this video and see this little head pop out. I'm just glad it wasn't a gill and I never would have forgiven myself for missing one.
Oh, dragon. We just came up with this military dragon. Check out the yellows and blacks underneath that chin. Oh, sorry mate. Unreal.
Good looking lizard.
Yeah.
Things are odd because they need to get cool, surely.
Now this was a moment in my herping career that I'll certainly never forget. I have to thank Luke so much for bringing me to this spot on this trip.
Happy birthday. Your trip's paid off.
Holy shit. Oh man, where was it?
Just climbing up the trunk.
Out and about, eh?
Right there. Sick.
Doesn't just
Well,
deserve
you got
one beer, mate. I'll buy you a case. How's that? Little Gill and I.
Now I've got to walk back to the car.
Yeah. That is unreal.
It's like I'm not going to bring my car. Yeah.
How unreal is that?
So what am I-
Well, that's a bloody dream come true right there.
Beautiful.
I'm happy that I got to see your first go live.
Yeah.
You know, I'm happy to experience this moment with you.
This is bloody unreal. I'm so fucking stoked.
You know what?
Look at the patterns on it. It's like so yellow and...
So they probably utilise most of the trees and just shuffle through them.
Man, this is absolutely unreal to finally find one of these guys. It's the second time that I've been into the desert country, into the middle of Australia to look for these things, and finally we've got to find one. Luke saw this guy just sitting out on the log over the side here, and
Yeah, and the colours on it are pretty cool, hey? Like, it's still got a lot of its banding, which most of the juveniles end up losing over a period of time, and it's got a lot of yellow to it as well, which could be a little bit of remnants from the dirt as well, but it is going through a bit of a shed. Cool little animal, though. I'm so stoked that I finally got to see these guys in the wild and see the habitat that they're actually in. We've been searching heaps of hollows here. It's probably about 42 degrees currently thereabouts. The flies are giving us the absolute shits because they're just so intense, but unreal little animal, hey. Stoked. I'm so fucking happy.
Mate, I'm so happy for you.
So Luke just spotted this guy just over here on the branch, just kind of sitting on the shady side of it essentially, because as I said, it is very hot for today. And we weren't actually thinking we were going to find these guys out this time of day, so we were going to come back after maybe a beer or two a bit later on and see if we can find these guys coming out for some arvo sun. But you can see that these trees, they're just little gum trees essentially, and you know, they're utilising the cracks. They've got little bits of bark and stuff they can shoot up into. Like, there's tons of deadwood around here as well, and tons of mulga, so it's a perfect habitat for them. To be honest, it's a lot more kind of like scrubby and less deserty here at the moment, so it's not exactly what I expected them to be in, and you know, this is a bit of a spot that we'll keep on the down low anyway, because it's a bit of an unknown area, but it's so cool to see these guys in the actual wild, and you know, hopefully we get to see one or two more. I wouldn't be complaining, but a win's a win at the end of the day, and seeing one, that's enough for me, but anything else on top of this is just cream. Being able to go to the environment where these guys are found is an absolute game changer. It lets you bring so much more information home so you can better the lives of the captives that you've actually got in your collections.
What do you reckon about this little dude, Tyson?
Mate, these guys are awesome. Look at his claws gripping onto me. Like, I'm just trying to get him up so I can get a bit of purchase on him, and he is holding on to my thumb for dear life. You can tell these guys are designed to be in the trees because these claws are unreal. Like, I know you keep a lot of Gillens, Luke, but this is my first experience with one, and the claws are something else. You know, I've got Cordos at home and Emergens at home, and Doc, when she grips onto me, she shreds me to pieces, but it's a different type of thing. Like, she is clung on.
I don't know how these little guys do it out here at all, hey, because this is so hot. Like, I'm literally just sitting down in the shade now because it's like I can feel myself just cooking away. And the flies are pretty bad, not gonna lie.
I definitely reckon this is a little girl now, hey. Head's nice and slender. No hemipenal bulges. Bloody stoked. Luke just went back to the car to get his camera and got us some water because it's absolutely boiling out here. It's ridiculous. Such a cool little lizard. Just trying to keep it in the shade for now.
Luke managed to get this killer photo of this little Gilleni, and I can't wait to have this blown up and put on my wall as a memory, not only to actually finding the first Gilleni I've ever seen, but also to the adventures that I had with the good mates there. Time to say goodbye. Being able to watch this lizard climb this tree with ease and get so high up into it, well and truly above my head, at least 8 or 9 foot in this tree, blew my mind. And it also made me reflect on what I'm actually doing with my captive animals at home and what I'm not providing for them compared to what they have in the wild. As I said, I'm going to be bringing all this information home and seeing what I can do to better these little guys. I also managed to grab a bunch of more details while I was out here as well.
I'm just going to take some readings of some certain stuff. Surface temperature of the sand, 72 degrees. The surface temp of this tree in the shade. .3. Right. Surface temperature of the tree in the sun. 51.8. I want to find a little hollow or something as well, just sort of shove the temp gun down there and see if I can see any sort of like different changes in temperatures. Let's just even take this tree for example, which would be the perfect tree for me to take home right now. So inside was 48, outside is 57. I reckon if you were to go around into something like this even, inside of there is still 47. But I dare say a lot of these Gilleni are probably using a lot of these gums and acacia and stuff to actually get right into the bark, deep into the bark, like not just sitting near the surface sort of thing. This little hollow here. So even that's 43. So it is bloody hot out here. Obviously the Gilleni wasn't found in this exact tree, but it's just to try to give us a little bit of idea of the environment that they're coming into. Yeah, it is sweltering. Bloody hot. So Tyson's actually brought his solar meter over here as well, just to see what sort of readings we get. 11.8 there, 12.2 thereabouts. If we go over to here and a bit more dappled light, it's so hard to pick up on camera. Yeah, anywhere between 6 to 10 thereabouts. If we go like under here for example, in the shade, 1.3, 1.4. That's unreal. Tyson's just corrected me, I was holding it on the piss, so he's getting a reading of 13.1 at the highest there, so yeah, you can imagine what that's doing.
There's another like water measurement, I'm not sure what it means, but based on my ground temp 70.4, so.
And what did you say your air temp was? 39?
39.5, 48% humidity.
That's warm, proper warm.
So I got 45 degrees surface temp, about 40 degree air temp. So there's not too much difference in air temp. Yeah, it's not too much difference in air temp, but there is a difference in surface temp, obviously.
That was fucking unreal, hey? That was so good. We managed to see a few little military dragons. What was it? Another Western Beauty. And of course the Gilleni, which we spent some time with. That was absolutely cool. And taking all the temps and the UV readings and stuff like that, and just being in the environment, like it just makes you want to bring that all back home to an enclosure and try to replicate it as best you can. But with giving them all the options of what they actually utilise in the wild, not just some basic stuff you can throw in a tank. You know, like we can all do this better. So I'm going to try to do this in my enclosures down the line and see what I can do. I actually really love to get a good photo of a Central Australian blue tongue.
Yeah. Hopefully we get one on the drive. That looks like a cat, I reckon.
But it's still pretty damn warm. Hopefully a good night ahead. Check out this little keg on legs. Just road cruise this little bad boy. He's so quick. These little guys, when they want to go, they just go. They're stunning little animals though. And per normal fashion, Luke didn't have shoes on either and just stepped in a whole bunch of this nasty spinifex and shit all over here. Such a solid little head to him. It was so funny because I was just sitting down with Luke saying I'd really love to see a Centralian blue tongue and try to get some hopefully decent photos of them, but I don't know if this guy's going to want to cooperate. The road's pretty warm. Starting to get smoked by bloody midgies and termites and all sorts of stuff. Find something there? Cool little animal. I'll get you every time. Mad. Yeah, going that way. That way. That way. That way. Forward. Off the road. Considering this guy didn't stop moving, I'm pretty happy with this half-decent photo of this little guy. Didn't turn out too bad. I'm keen to get another one, but...
Oh, fuck, okay, that did hurt.
Didn't he say he was an elapid?
Yeah, he's an elapid. Look, I don't know how venomous they are. I mean, I wouldn't be overly concerned, but we'll find out, I suppose. One of you might be driving. Fucking savages little guy, hey?
Hanging on to you for a bit then.
My finger actually fucking hurts.
So what did you say it was? Pseudopunctata?
Yeah.
Really stunning little snakes, hey? That head pattern's really cool.
That's not appealing to the camera.
In the long grass?
Yeah. So I don't think they get too much bigger than that. They're a true smaller leopard. I think they sort of average out at about 40 centimeters, maybe. And judging by all the ones that we've seen so far, he's going to bite me, isn't he?
Hopefully not. Cool little animal though. So neat. Luke ended up having a slight reaction to this venom from this little suitor. He ended up getting some swollen hands and some aching joints for a few days, and then all of a sudden his hands did swell up about a week after the trip actually had happened. But apart from that, this had no other adverse effects. But again, I wouldn't suggest playing with things that are venomous. As you can see, these little venomous snakes aren't out to hurt you. They just want to get away from you. They don't want anything to do with you at all. They just want to go about their lives. So, of course, they're going to be defensive if they're getting picked up. I'm just trying to pose this little suitor and check out all the bugs that are coming around here.
It's really delightful.
Your head is just peppered with all sorts of little midgy shit.
Might need you to go.
Do you want the other side?
Might need to come from like an angle, but away from. Oh my god, these bugs are. That's impossible. Tyson, can you turn a light on somewhere else and try to draw the.
Say again?
Can you just turn a light on? I don't know.
What light?
Do you want to intensify your light a little bit? Yeah, perfect.
There's just so many bugs.
He's a Western scaly feeder.
I'm pretty confident it is.
It reminds me of the same things that I was seeing down in Alice. Like almost how like the black
Yeah.
it's like real fragmented. Man, it's so yellow.
Oh my god, it's adorable.
Fuck, I'm gonna hit my face. A little red stripe on the head, is it red? Yes.
Watch your fingers in that camera.
Do you want to hold it or not?
I'm not that confident.
I'd probably be more confident giving you a bigger one than...
Yeah, he's too small.
That's a beautiful snake, eh?
I can't get over how bright it is.
I love how they put up. Yeah.
Hopefully from these videos you can really appreciate the lengths that guys like Luke, who are really into their photography, go to get that perfect shot. They really do risk a lot, but it's all worth it when you do see the photos that they come up with, and these photos help educate other people about these amazing Australian animals. Number 2 for the night. A little scaly foot. That's so cool. This was a much larger punctata than the last one that had actually nailed Luke. It was good to see a different size variant. The scaly foots were out in force this night, that's for sure. This was our third one that we'd come across.
This is apparently a bit of a weird find. Little burrowing snake. So these little snakes, the little burrowing snakes, they've got a modified rostral scale that essentially helps them dig out reptile eggs and things, because that's all they eat, which is kind of crazy. But if I can get a little bit of a shot of it, you can almost see that they've got like a bit of a recurve on that rostral scale that helps them dig out the sand and all the sort of debris and stuff that's all around this area. What a cool little animal.
I wonder if he can smell like the mulga snake or something.
I mean, if he can, then that's fair enough.
Scales are actually really pretty, eh?
I like the black coming through the bottom of them. Come across this little, either a red or an orange nape snake. These guys are little skink feeders. They are in a lapid. Bloody cool little animal. You can see how he's got crazy locomotion actually. He's super quick. He always throws his body around. Just absolutely disappears inside the shrubs.
Well, there you have it, guys. That was day 3, and what a day. We saw a ton of species. We got like panoptes, central netted dragons, Gillens, of course, which is definitely my highlight. We got a bunch of little elapids, common scaly feet, military dragon, like being able to get your hands on a military dragon, that's pretty crazy. Yeah, stacks and stacks of reptiles, and it was an absolute killer day. I really enjoyed that habitat down there along that sort of stretch of road and stuff, and yeah, stick around, guys, because you're going to want to see day 4, that's for sure. So guys, don't forget, if you want to support the channel any further, you can always join up onto Patreon, where you get early access to videos and things like that. I also got my Teespring store there if you do want reptile related merch. Make sure to subscribe to the channel as well, and like these videos and share them around if you want to. Alright guys, until the next one, I'll see you then.